In my hands today is the Infinix Smart 10, the absolute cheapest phone you can buy from Infinix right now. And when I say cheap, I mean really cheap. This thing will set you back just 70 USD, which in 2025 is basically impulse buy territory. But here's the question, is an entry-level phone like this actually enough in 2025? Let's find out. So right off the bat, the Infinix Smart 10 doesn't slide out of the box from the top like most phones. Instead, it opens from the side. And the second you touch the packaging, you know exactly what you're dealing with. Entry-level phone energy. The cardboard is thin, lightweight, and just cheap. Inside you got the phone itself, a 15-watt charger, and a clear TPU case. No premium presentation, just the essential. Pretty much a standard budget phone unboxing experience. Nothing here is going to blow your mind, but nothing's missing either. Turn it on and you're greeted by a 6.67-inch LCD panel running at a surprisingly smooth 120Hz refresh rate. For a $70 phone, that's nice. Resolution is 720 by 1600 pixels, exactly what you'd expect at this price point. So you're not getting razor-sharp visuals, but it's totally serviceable for everyday use. Indoors, brightness is fine, colors look decent, animation feels snappy, and for things like watching YouTube or scrolling TikTok, it does the job. But step outside into direct sunlight and you're going to struggle. It just doesn't get bright enough to comfortably see everything. Interestingly, it even has an always-on display, which you almost never see on an LCD. The Infinix Smart 10 actually punches above its weight when it comes to looks. At first glance, it could pass for something from the Infinix Hot 60 series, just with one less camera cutout. But here's the thing though, even though it looks like it has two cameras on the back, it's only one. The second lens is an infrared port, which you can use as a remote control for compatible devices. Pretty handy. The back is all plastic, but it's got a matte finish, which means no fingerprint smudges ever. It's the kind of material that just stays clean no matter how much you use it. The color options are all surprisingly nice too, so you're not stuck with a boring black slab. At the top and bottom, you got dual speakers for stereo sound, and yes, a headphone jack, something budget buyers will appreciate. On top of that, the phone is rated IP64 for dust and water resistance, which is actually pretty rare at this price. It's not fully waterproof, but it survives splashes, rain, a dusty pocket without breaking a sweat. It has two cameras, an 8-megapixel main camera on the back and an 8-megapixel selfie camera up front. They take okay photos, decent for the price, enough detail to see what you're looking at. Are they the best cameras you'll ever use? No, but I've seen worse from phones that cost more than this. So there's that. Video performance is the same ballpark. Both the front and rear cameras can shoot up to 2K at 30 FPS, which is fine, enough for social media and video calls, enough for collecting evidence in whatever weird situation you put yourself in, but the footage won't win any awards, it will just get the job done. The Smart 10 is powered by the Unisoc T7-50 processor. It's a budget chip, it does budget cheap things. It's not going to win any benchmark wars, but for daily use, think messaging, social media, web browsing, it holds its own. Light games like Subway Surfers, smooth. Will it run Genshin Impact at max settings? No. Should you expect it to? Also no. Don't buy a budget phone expecting great gaming performance, that's just not how the world works. RAM and storage options are either 3 or 4 GB of RAM, and 64 or 128 GB of storage. Honestly, in 2025, 3 GB and 64 GB just don't cut it anymore. Apps are bigger, games are heavier, and even the OS itself eats up a lot of that storage. If you can, go for the 4 GB 128 GB version. It will age better and you won't run into storage full warnings after a couple of weeks. Out of the box, you're getting Android 15 with Infinix XOS 15 skin on top. Now it's worth mentioning that this is a budget Infinix phone, so I wouldn't hold my breath for major software updates. Security patches might trickle in, but Android 16 probably not happening. Like most Infinix devices, there's some bloatware sprinkled around, pre-installed apps you may or may not use, but the upside is that you do get a few nice surprises. This phone has some basic AI features baked in, which is something you don't typically see in entry-level devices from brands like Samsung. Maybe they did it in the A07, I'm not sure, I've not seen it yet. The built-in Folax assistant is more capable than you'd expect thanks to DeepSeek AI integration. It can handle useful tasks, and you can even customize its voice, which is a neat personal touch. It's not going to replace the Google Assistant, but it's good to have on a $70 phone. Powering the Infinix Smart 10 is a 5000 mAh battery, and that's a big plus. On a phone with this hardware and this display, that's easily an all-day battery. Light to moderate users could even squeeze out a day and a half without touching a charger. You're getting 15-watt charger in the box, which by 2025 standards feels slow. We're in an era where very many phones can top up in under 30 minutes, so waiting a couple of hours for a full charge is definitely noticeable. But then again, this is one of the cheapest functional smartphones you can buy in 2025, so it's hard to complain too much. At this price, you take the slower charging speed as part of the deal. So here's the thing about the Infinix Smart 10. It is Infinix's cheapest phone, and despite that price point, it's generally not a bad device. The fundamentals are solid, battery life is legitimately great for all-day usage, the cameras, while basic, produce decent results that get the job done, the display hits the sweet spot of being large enough and smooth enough for everyday tasks, and honestly, it looks really good visually. The design language here punches well above its weight class. But let's be real about who this phone is actually for. This isn't the phone for power users or gamers, but it's perfect as a secondary device, a starter phone for kids, or something for older parents who just want to call, text, and scroll through TikTok without worrying about all the extra bells and whistles. Thanks for watching. I'm Milan, and this is Fuzzy Tech. Subscribe.